Right, so today we'll be starting off with the second part of this chapter, cell membrane and transport. So we're done with the cell membrane part. Now it's the transport part of cell membrane and transport chapter. Right, so there are five transport mechanisms. The first is diffusion that we've been doing for quite a long time, and then it's osmosis. That too we've learned. Active transport we've learned as well. So these three are the ones done in O levels. These two right here, we've never done these before, but we've kind of studied the mechanism. Endocytosis and exocytosis both work together in a bulk transport mechanism. So first off, we'll be starting off with diffusion right now, right? So what diffusion is? It is the movement of substances from a higher concentration to a lower concentration. This is a definition that we've learned a couple of times, uh, and it's down the concentration gradient. That's what this signifies: higher concentration to lower concentration, and it's a uh, passive transport mechanism. So, for example, unlike active transport, it doesn't require energy; it happens on its own. A few examples I stated right here: perfume in air, cooking aroma, and ink in water. So now we'll discuss why diffusion occurs in the first place. So we remember the kinetic energy chapter we learned back in O levels, where we learned about Brownian motion and kinetic energy. So that is what applies here. So molecules are always in a continuous random movement, right? So if you're, for example, perfume sprayed in air, molecules will be buzzing here and there. They're in a continuous random motion, and as a result, they can randomly collide either with each other or with the surrounding walls. So if, for example, if you spray perfume in a large room, so the walls of the room and the roof of the room can the molecules can collide with them as well as with each other. Because of this collision, repulsion occurs, right? So if two molecules collide, right, um, after after they're done colliding, repulsion will occur, and as a result they're carried away from each other. This is why diffusion occurs, to minimize this collision. And what minimizing this will do is that it will help bring a state of equilibrium. So diffusion occurs. These are the two main points why diffusion occurs: to minimize collision between the molecules that are in continuous random motion, and to bring in the state of equilibrium. So now we'll be studying the factors affecting diffusion. So there's around five factors. The first one being concentration gradient. Now this right here is a key. This arrow marked with a bracket, the upwards arrow suggests direct proportion, which means that if a certain quantity increases, the rate of diffusion will also increase. And the downward arrow means inverse proportion, which means if a certain quantity increases, the rate of diffusion will decrease. So in this case, in concentration gradient, as the concentration gradient increases, the rate of diffusion also increases, and I'll show how. So let's have a look at this graph that I made right here. So for example, right here in this graph, this is region A and this is region B, two different regions with a certain distance between them. So I've just stated how there I've just stated right here, like for example, this bar is a little shorter, right? So if you see the line that I've made, this line is a steeper slope than when the bar is greater, right? So this means as the this less steep represents the concentration gradient, this more steep represents the concentration gradient over here. So this means the steeper the slope, the greater the rate of diffusion, right? So because the concentration difference is higher, this is going from a relatively higher concentration to a relatively pretty low concentration, compared to a high concentration to a relatively relatively more concentration compared to this bar right here, right? So this, all we need to know is that because this slope is steeper, the rate of diffusion is greater in this sense, right? So according to the graph, the steeper the slope, the higher the rate of diffusion, because of the concentration difference. Now why, will you ask? Because at higher concentration there's more frequent collisions. We've just learned that, and we've established the fact. As a result, the net movement occurs at a higher rate towards the lower concentration, right? So as it suggests, the net movement occurs at a higher rate because of the concentration difference, as we can see, or a concentration gradient that is provided, right? So moving on to the next one, we have temperature. Now, as it's a bit easier temperature, for example, than the rest, because as temperature increases, we've already learned this in detail. As temperature increases, the kinetic energy of molecules increase, and as the kinetic energy of molecules increase, the molecules move faster and greater collisions per unit time. So whenever there is greater collisions per unit time, the rate of diffusion is always higher comparatively. So that's all about temperature, right? The next thing is surface area to volume ratio. Now this is something that's different than what we'll study later on, which is called size, mass, and nature of substance. So what surface area to volume ratio is, so for example, if surface area to volume ratio increases, so as you see, more surface is exposed to the environment. And if this is a surface area to volume ratio, for example, of a larger bowl compared to a bowl with a shorter mouth, like for example something like this, right? So it is less exposed to the environment than this right here. So as a result, a more surface is exposed, and molecules can move in or out at a higher rate. So because more surface is available, the rate of diffusion increases, because more molecules move in or out at a certain point at a certain unit in time. The next thing is distance. Now if you've noticed, all three we studied right here were in direct proportion. When you increase them, the rate of diffusion increases. But if you see distance right here, it has an inverse proportion, and I'll explain why. So this diagram, I think, will make it easier to explain. These are three regions. B and C have the same concentration, so that's what's controlled in this experiment. While A has a greater concentration, because it has to be from a higher concentration to a lower concentration. Now B and C are are distance apart, right? So B is closer to A and C is further away. As you see right here, B is a steeper slope and C is a lesser steep slope compared to B. As a result, as the distance increases, molecules require more time and more energy to cover large distances. As a result, the rate of diffusion decreases when the distance increases. And why does it happen? I'll repeat once again. Because molecules require more time and energy to cover large distance, right? It will require more energy and more time to diffuse from here to here than it can from here to here. So the lesser the distance, the more the rate of diffusion will be. The last thing that we have to study in this relation is the size, mass, and nature of substance. Now first of all, we'll be doing size, right? So as the size increases, the greater the size, the higher the inertia. Inertia is a physics concept, and as a result the lesser rate of diffusion. Now as you see in this as well, it is an inverse proportion, just like distance. So greater the size, higher the inertia, and when inertia is higher, the rate of diffusion decreases. What inertia is, I've stated right here. It is the resistance of any object to change in velocity. Now coming on to the nature of substance. So it can be regarded as the nature of substance usually. So if a medium is more viscous, so it's difficult for the object to move, and as a result a lesser rate of diffusion. Now I've stated right here what viscous means. Viscous is the measure of the fluid's resistance to flow. In this case is the fluid's resistance, and in the inertia's case is the resistance of an object to change in velocity. So it's this resistance that's been provided that causes the lesser rate of diffusion. So if a more viscous medium, it'll make it difficult for the object to move, right, inside it, and as a result the rate of diffusion decreases. Just coming to the last thing, which is size of molecules. So um, a heavy molecule travels slowly, obviously, because it's heavier compared to a molecule which is lighter and can travel easily in air or in any medium for that matter. So the rate of diffusion decreases. Now in all these three cases, the inverse is true as well. So if you put it in a less viscous medium, the rate of diffusion will increase. If you decrease the size, the rate of diffusion will increase, and if you take a lighter molecule, the rate of diffusion will also increase in this case, right? So I'll just repeat what we've studied today. We've started off with the transport mechanisms. There are 5 transport mechanisms. We were starting off with diffusion. So I've stated what diffusion is, how it's movement from higher concentration to a lower concentration, and why it occurs. Because molecules move continuously in a random motion and they collide with each other's and the surroundings. So because after the collision repulsion occurs, that's why diffusion occurs, to minimize the collision and bring the state of equilibrium. Then we went on to discuss the factors affecting diffusion. When you increase the concentration gradient, the rate of diffusion also increases, direct proportion. When you increase the temperature, rate of diffusion increases, and I've stated why. When you increase the surface area to volume ratio, rate of diffusion increases in this case as well. However, if you increase the distance, the rate of diffusion decreases because molecules require more time and more energy to cover large distances. And finally, for the size, mass, and nature of substances, a heavier molecule travels slowly, so the rate of diffusion decreases. A more viscous medium provides more resistance, as it's the fluid's resistance to flow. As a result, lesser rate of diffusion. And even in the case of the size, so higher the inertia, lesser the rate of diffusion, because inertia is a resistance of any object to change in velocity. So mass, nature, and size.